People, what's going on? Look, I think we getting down to the nitty gritty with this Nas and Primo album this year in 2025. I think it's safe to say it's coming this year. A lot of different predictions when it will come. Some people thought it was going to come in April. You know what I'm saying? As far as like to kind of correlate when Illmatic dropped. There's been rumors that maybe it'll come Nas' birthday. I think it's September, or maybe even Christmas time. Like he was giving us that Magic and King Disease type flavor with Hit Boy. But I think it's safe to say it's coming this year. Mass Appeal released like all these dope projects that's coming. The Slick Rick album, Big L album, which I'm interested to see how that turned out because I thought the Big Picture had all the Big L's unreleased music. De La Soul and all these Ghost and Ray. I mean, it's gonna be monumental with Mass Appeal. What Nas is doing is incredible, but obviously the main event is Nas and Primo, right? We've talked about it before here on this platform, and talked about it on other platforms and things of that nature, and people are excited. We're excited. You know what I'm saying? Nas been my favorite MC. Obviously, I'm excited. But let's also look at what we know is going to happen. Nas and Primo album will be compared to the Hit Boy run before anything else. The first thing people going to say is like, hey, he's either one, oh man, the new Nas and Primo album is better than every Nas and Hit Boy album, which is 6 of those. Then people going to try to rank the Nas and Premier album up against all of his albums, and Nas has a deep discography. So people are going to compare it to Illmatic. They're going to compare it to It Was Written. They're going to compare it to Stillmatic, Godson, I Am, Life Is Good, Hip Hop Is Dead. All of these albums is going to, trust me, everyone is going to have a think piece about Nas and Premier album. But I think the more recent Nas work will be talked about more, because I think that Hit Boy and Nas, I think, surprised people. I think they surprised people how great some of those projects were, but also it wasn't done by one of the Illmatic producers, or it wasn't done by a boom bap producer. Not only was it not done by the Q-Tip, LES, Large Professor, Premier, P. Rock, there wasn't all, those Nas Hit Boy albums didn't have any remnants of RZA, Havoc, East Coast Boom Bap, No ID, Ninth Wonder, Eric Sermon, whoever. It didn't have any. It had a younger dude from the West making tracks like Thun, making tracks like Reminisce, and stuff like that. So you do know that these comparisons are going to happen. Now, with me personally, I do feel like the best project out of the Nas and Hit Boy run is KD3. I've talked about it 1,000 times. I think Magic 1 is the second best project. And I think that Magic 1 was trying to relive the Illmatic days with 9 tracks. On Magic 1 has 9 tracks. Illmatic has 9 tracks. You know what I'm saying? I think he tried his best to please. He said on Life Is Good, y'all trapped in the 90s niggas. You know what I'm saying? So he listens. He's said little things here and there, even doing the Hit Boy run. He hears people's gripes about beats, production and vibe and sounds and things, and people reminiscing his old style. You know what I'm saying? So he know, and Primo know. So I personally think the new album will be probably a combination of something that you probably heard on KD3 and Magic together. You know what I'm saying? But what's a success for the Nas and Primo album? How good does it have to be for you to be pleased? Right? Like, is it even realistic? Because my thing would be like this. If Nas and Premier album is on the same level as Magic 1, I'm totally satisfied. If Nas and Primo album is on the same level of KD3, I'm totally satisfied. That means it's an amazing album. I think KD3 is a Nas classic, maybe a hip hop classic for this era. So if they match that, I'm cool with it. If they just do something as good as Magic 1, it was a success. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not looking at it like, okay, if it don't sound like Illmatic, it was written, Nas and Primo failed. No. But that's me though. I mean, I'm even looking at it like, I think KD2 is a great album. I think Magic 3 is a great album. I think King Disease 1 is a good album, very good. I think that I don't really love Magic 2. I think it's good. It's cool. It's the lowest, number 6 on the 1 through 6 to me though. Because I think I had it where it was KD3, Magic, KD2, Magic 3, KD1, Magic 2. I think that's the way I had it. And a Premier, like I said, with Nas, is on a level of the KD3 and the Magic 1. All of this has been a success. The weight has been perfect. No gripes, no nothing. But it's going to be compared, people. The same way we know that when Common and Pete Rock dropped Auditorium, it immediately got compared to Nas and Hit Boy albums. I did a video on it. I said that I felt like the Auditorium and KD3 was a good comparison and a good, you know what I'm saying, conversation to have. And I do think, and I posted recently, I feel like KD3 is better than Auditorium, but Auditorium was up there. So but now I think I want to have a conversation with all of my folks on X about KD2 versus Auditorium. Look for that maybe the next day or so, or maybe even tonight. I'm not sure. But we're not gonna be able to get away from this Nas and Primo and Nas and Hit Boy. I think that a lot of things can happen with this. Like, there will be certain people who don't love the Nas and Hit Boy albums, I think, or just was upset that it wasn't the New York or the Boom Bap guys that did it. That's when they hear the Nas and Premier album, I think they're going to downplay some of the Hit Boy and Nas albums. I do think that's going to happen. I do think there's going to be some rhetoric and some think pieces that's going to downplay some Nas and Hit Boy albums. I think even if it's, let's just say, for example, the Nas and Premier album is as good as Magic 3. If it's that good, I think some of the people who really pushing for this Nas and Premier album is going to say it's better than all the Nas and Hit Boy albums, even if it's just on the level, like, let's say Magic 3, which I have it, under, KD3 and Magic 1, of course. And I go back and forth between King Disease 3. No. I go back and forth between King Disease 2 and Magic 3. But if the Nas and Premier album is just on those levels, I think some people want to elevate it higher. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think there's going to be any way to get away from that. And I think that some people are going to want to wipe out the Nas and Hit Boy legacy with one DJ Premier album. And I don't think it's going to be fair. You know what I'm saying? I think this what should happen is to say, hey, we appreciate the Nas Hit Boy run, and now you have a Nas and DJ Premier album that's, even if it's a classic or great, it still can't diminish what he did with Hit Boy either. I just think it's just something else to add to the legacy of Nas, man. And now just imagine if this album, let's just say there's a consensus that the Nas and DJ Premier album is better than every Nas Hit Boy album. You know what that does for his legacy? Even if it's on the same level of the two I just named, you guys, I don't know how much higher Nas can go. What he's doing right now is insane. But if it's looked at as better, well, a lot of things will happen then. Because some people say, well, what took y'all so long? This should have happened a long time ago. If it happened a long time ago, maybe you could have had 6 albums with DJ Premier as opposed to Hit Boy. But that's not realistic, because when these young guys like Hit Boy, they're energetic, man. He probably put that battery in Nas back and helped Nas pump all these joints out. Older school cats like DJ Premier can't get him, and Nas can't do 6 albums together. You know what I'm saying? Like, most legendary guys at this stage, they're not able to do 6 albums with an MC. No matter their names and their status, they just can't do it. The Hit Boy and Nas' situation was lightning in the bottle. That's not gonna happen again with Nas. It's not gonna happen with Nas DJ Premier. They're gonna probably have one album and that's it. And I'm hoping it's great, but I just hope people don't let, regardless of how great it is, or how good it is, or whatever, I hope people don't downplay and diminish the amazing run that Nas and Hit Boy did. But it will be compared same way when Nas and DJ Premier album come out. It's going to immediately be compared to Auditorium with Pete Rock, you know what I'm saying, and Common, because they're all peers, you know what I'm saying. And also, we know that, you know, this album will be compared to any collaboration album between an MC and a producer in the whole history of hip hop, because it's gonna be so much excitement with it, you know what I'm saying. And just like my last video about Nas a couple of weeks ago about meeting expectations, he's already met every expectation he can have. And yo, like I said in an old video, man, they should call that album the Golden Child. You know what I'm saying? Nas and Premier album should be called the Golden Child, man. Anyway, man, just some random thoughts, man. Yo, Knicks and Pacers playing right now. I ain't gonna hold y'all, man. Blessings, man, and thanks for supporting the Dome, man. Peace.